Kamp Kenan. Hey, what's going on? Kenan here. Time for another bonus video. We are going to focus on baby rhino iguanas again, but I want to do something that I think will help many of you new owners who've never had baby rhino iguanas or baby green iguanas or baby Cuban iguanas or sailfin dragons or any kind of lizard that eats vegetation. This is going to help you get finicky eaters going. So here they are. They're inside because we've been having a couple of cold snaps, and I've got some collard greens, some shredded yellow squash, and shredded carrots. The lizards have been basking, so I know they're good and warm. You see, this is a low wattage bulb, so they're not getting burned. It's only about a 40-watt bulb. It's kind of close, and I also have in here a ceramic heat emitter. So these animals got a real high temperature right now. And so what happens is, sometimes you get finicky eaters, man. It's like, you know, they're children. And they aren't in the wild. So we have to sometimes do things to get them going. So this little guy I caught up, and I've already been feeding him, but you can see he gets angry at me. And as he gets angry, I just gently push this food into his mouth. You can't choke him. Don't worry about choking them. It's only if you tried to tube feed the animal and he actually went down their trachea, that would be a problem. But we've got full food. So what I do is, sometimes I adjust how I hold him, and I gently, since I want to get this off, I gently hold his mouth and I just trim that off. Okay, his own teeth bite it off, and we just kind of let him, oop, he's a little struggler. We just let him finish swallowing it. Once it gets past a certain point in their throat, they then swallow on their own. And they do bite in chunks. You can even mash things up a little bit more, but this has been properly mashed. So this guy's been eating a little bit, so I'm real happy about that. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put him back, and I'm gonna grab a fresh lizard. See that? See, he's starting to swallow it. And that's the point where you can actually go, all right, cool, he's opening his mouth. You see him do that? Let's put a little food right on the tip of his nose here. And he might get annoyed and open his mouth, and as he opens his mouth, you just put it in. I put a little pressure on the edge here. Look at it, see? He starts to taste it, and he starts to pull it down on his own. So he starts to learn what it tastes like, the food he's gonna be eating, and as he keeps opening his mouth, you can give him a little bit more. See that? No big deal. But sometimes people get freaked out because they haven't eaten, and you know, they're absorbing the yolk sac 2 weeks, up to a week to 2 weeks after they've been born or hatched. So, you know, you might want to start doing this after about a week and a half. You can start to like, just give them a little bit of food so you know they're getting nutrients in there. I know a lot of new owners get concerned, but these guys I like to take my time with and get them going. You see that? So he's just swallowing up, no problem. But let's get another one, and let's see if I can show you the whole process here. And I like to put a little mark on him so that I know he's eaten. All right, so we're gonna put him back, and I'm gonna catch up another little guy. Up, real fast lizards. Oh my goodness, up. And you see, you're lucky, so you keep them nice and hot. You see, he's angry, and you want him angry, in a way. You want him angry because you want to be able to get some food in there. So he's gonna open his mouth, right? See, this I'm pretty lucky. He's opening his mouth, and you just put the food right there. See, he's gonna spit some out. Don't worry, he's not choking. Once you get a little bit of it past the back of his throat, he's gonna start swallowing, okay? So you're not gonna choke your lizard, don't worry about that. All right, you just put it right in, because remember, they can close their trachea. They have a glottis, and they can close their trachea. But you see, you get it back far enough, and he's like, oh, I gotta eat this now. Once they eat it, they're like, hey, that wasn't so bad. The other cool thing about doing this is you're actually creating a bond with your baby. Once they realize they're getting fed, once they get picked up, they're gonna let you pick them up more and more easily. And again, this is because you wanna make sure the animal is getting nutrients in there. This is if you have finicky animals and it's been a little chilly, I had to move them, so I upset them. And it's been, at this point, it's been 2 weeks since these little guys are born. I don't know if we can focus in. I don't want my face to be focused in. Hold on, I'm gonna focus in on this little face instead of mine. All right, good, we got focus. So I'm gonna try and continue to feed him so you guys can see just how this works. So you see him doing that? Now I got a little bit of collard green, right? So he's gonna open his mouth and be a tough guy. I put it in, and then we're gonna let him keep chomping it. He's gonna try and spit it out. It's not hurting him. And then what I do, just like earlier, just peel it off. You can even You can even go ahead and chop it up even smaller if you want, but once they get past a certain point, as I've mentioned, they're gonna go ahead and eat. Now this is good for hatchlings. You don't wanna do this with the adults. It'd be a little bit more difficult if you had a sick iguana. They can really give you a good bite. I don't mind getting a little nip from these guys, so that's why I'm a little cavalier about the way I'm putting my hands next to their mouths. But I just hold them, and I just reassure them and let them know that this is not something that's gonna hurt them. This is some food, it tastes good, and they get into it. So it's a really cool process, and again, like I said, it really helps bond you and your animal together to hand feed the lizard. So a little bit of struggle, no big deal. You'll see here in a second, he's gonna figure out that he's relaxed and he's gonna start to eat a bit more. He's gonna start swallowing it. And now we're getting him the taste for the food that he should be eating. So this is really cool. I like to use yellow squash and shredded carrots because it's bright color. It's attractive. So when I'm done hand feeding them, I'm gonna place this plate into their enclosure, and I'll allow them the chance to just kind of sniff it, eat it as they warm up. Laundry's done, that's good. Anyway, this is kind of what I'm doing here today. I just figured I'd show you guys. It's a great little tip. I know a lot of you get animals, you get nervous. What do I do, what do I do? Now, I'm gonna grab another one, and we're gonna see if this one, I don't know if it's gonna open its mouth. Remember, they're warm, so I have to catch them. If they're really warm and active, that means that they'll most likely try to defend themselves by opening their mouths. That's gonna make it easy, but there is a way that you can get them to open their mouth. I take my fingernail, I would place it right here as I had food in these two fingers. So you place it in here and you gently open up. You see, you can open their mouths up. You have to be gentle. And sometimes if the animal is in a weakened state, they may not allow you to do that, and it takes a little bit more force. That's a sick animal, but with a hatchling that you're just trying to get started, who maybe you want to be more proactive because you've been concerned that it hasn't eaten, you do that. So I figured I'd show this video. We're gonna put it up, and it's not the highest quality produced video. I don't have Tom here with me, but I think it's a very, very important video to be out there on the web, because I know that it's taken me a lot of years to figure this out. Had to meet a lot of different people. So this is in case your newly hatched healthy animal is not eating. You can also do this with an animal that maybe has gotten a little sick, to open it up to help him eat a little bit. Before I go, I'm gonna grab another one, and we're gonna see how they do. But I got a little food in them. Now they know the taste. I think that's fantastic. So let's go ahead, put this little dude back in over here. And maybe this one won't open its mouth, and I can show you how to open its mouth gently so that we know the animal is getting fed. Let's see, you wanna be careful and not to scare them away. I'm hitting this, but I don't wanna scare it. There's one that I already fed, and then there's one right there that I'm hoping I can grab. Somewhat easy. Yep, there it is. This was Squiggles. He's going to a new home, just waiting for the rest of his parents' payment, and he's gonna go to a new home. So Squiggles actually had, let's do this. Squiggles actually had a squiggly tail because it was damaged, and you can see that it is now regenerated. It dropped that part of the tail, and so he's just gonna have a little bit of a shorter tail, but he's gonna be fine. So he's opening his mouth, so you know that's pretty easy. Let's get a little carrot. All right, let's see, you gonna open? He is gonna open. See, they get a little taste, and that's no big deal, but this is what I do. Come on. All right, see, he's not opening. He's wise to me. So I put a little pressure there. See the little pressure? Oh, he spit it out. That's all right. Get it in. He's trying to spit it out. You just keep guiding it back. Just guide it back. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a little bit tough. It's in his mouth right now. See? He just swallowed it, and now he's got a taste for it. A little bit of yellow squash. Slide it right. I don't know if you can see this, everybody. It's so difficult. I'm really trying to make an informative video for you. Look, see, I'm pushing, gently pushing. He's trying to, gently, and now it's gone in. All right, now you just take it, run it through the back of his jaw. Now it's in his mouth, and he's gonna swallow. See, that's him swallowing it. Okay? So they get a taste of it. They like it. Now let's do a little collard green. And that's how you hand feed your lizards. And I do this once a day because we want only healthy animals that are ready to eat. And this is a great way for you guys. See, I'm doing the same thing. Just put the thin part of the collard there, but now he's being finicky. So watch what I do. I just take my fingertip, my fingernail there, gently put it in his mouth. It gets uncomfortable with the pressure. Okay, and he opens. Now another thing you can do, since he's small, you gently, I'm not forcing, this is not, you don't pry his mouth, you just put a little pressure. He's gonna feel that pressure, he's gonna open it, and then I take these two fingers. Come on. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a little practice, and it might take a little time. So he's gonna just be a little bit finicky. But let's just gently press. It's not hurting him. The other eye on this side is open, by the way. So don't think I'm hurting the lizard. This is necessary because we want to make sure the little dude is getting some food. All right, that didn't work. Sometimes patience is involved. You need a little patience. Like Guns N' Roses said, got a little shed off of there. Let's see if he gets annoyed at me. You could sometimes try and annoy him, but then eventually run it back. Run it back. Now he's taking it in. See that? All right. So pretty longish bonus video here for you, but it's an educational one. I really wanted to do this because it is so important. I get so many questions. My lizard's not eating. Oh God, I'm nervous. Be proactive, guys. They're young. They're not in the wild. We don't know exactly what stimulates them to eat. I know that you got to keep these guys temperatures in the mid-80s. And you have to have a basking temperature that's at least 100 degrees. So between 100 and 110 degrees is gonna really raise these animals' metabolisms, and they will start to move about. Remember, they live on rocks. The rocks heat up. They're walking around, they're looking for weeds, they're looking for leaves that have fallen, fruits that have fallen. So you do have to keep those temperatures high to stimulate that appetite. So all right, everybody, there is a bonus video for you. I hope you find this interesting. I hope you find it informative. Again, sorry about the quality and the shakiness of it. It was kind of an impromptu thing. I said, nah, I gotta feed these guys. Why not show everybody how I do it and get them started? So they've eaten a little bit, they've gotten the taste of the food, and pretty soon they're just gonna be doing their own thing. And again, it'll bond you with your lizard, and eventually you're gonna have some big scaly dogs hanging out with you. All right, everyone, I'll talk to you soon, and see you on another episode of Kamp Kenan.